If I was going to be here just a day longer, I would build a camp chair. But at this point, I'd just be building it and then leaving it, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, something I think I haven't done a good job of is on this channel is telling the story of Fire Creek Forge, my business. You know, I don't know, YouTube is a funny thing, and I say that's a maybe that's a soft term, but it's kind of a taskmaster. You know, you can't just post whatever you want and get a lot of views or make money on YouTube. You know, it always goes back to that balance between what it is you're good at making, what people want, and what you want to make. And finding that balance can be hard sometimes. And you know, I think I've struck that balance a few times on the YouTube channel, and been able to grow it a little bit, you know, or a lot compared to some, obviously, but a little bit compared to many also. So it's been good in some respect in having you guys on the channel supporting just what I'm doing with that has been really great. But the Fire Creek Forge YouTube channel has really focused, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's really focused on a specific style of bladesmithing project, and that's fine, you know, and that's kind of where the channel growth has largely come from, I guess. But that's kind of a small segment of what I actually do as, you know, Fire Creek Forge, or the person that runs it. And that's kind of a small segment of what the business is actually about. Yes, I do make, you know, cool looking knives out of interesting materials sometimes. And more often than those are the ones that you see on YouTube. But most of the knives I make aren't made from, well, ball bearings or, you know, any other kind of interesting or crazy material that you might want to think of. Most of the knives I make are made from just a quality steel, and they're made to be used. And so I haven't done a good job of telling the story of Fire Creek Forge on the channel. And if you go to my website, you can read about the story and kind of what started it all and what's behind it all. But the short answer is this. You know, I was doing this stuff growing up because I loved it, and I still do. You grow up and you start getting responsibilities, and you know, it's easy to, well, sometimes you just don't have the resources, and sometimes it's just hard to find the time, and you know, there's always something that needs done. And that's kind of what it's been like this year. There's always like trying to build the business, trying to work harder, get more production done in the same amount of time, trying to, you know, and then if you have a family and everything like that, all of that, just there's a lot to it. And so, you know, that being the case, I haven't been up on a trip like this in years, and that's rough, man. Because like I said, this is the ethos of Fire Creek Forge. And you know, I see guys on YouTube, lots of different guys are making these you know, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 Damascus buoys and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've made, you know, some couple $1,000 Damascus knives so far, and I could move into that direction, and I probably will make some, I know I'll make some higher dollar knives again, you know. But I just can't get away from the draw of just what we did here. Forging a knife. It's just a good, useful knife that you can take out here and you can use it to live. Like that's where this came from for me. That's how I got into knives in the first place. And so that's still kind of the bedrock of the why for the business. Like, you read, you got to have a why. Well, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, the why can just be that my family needs provided for, right? And if I wasn't doing this or forging blades, I'd be doing something else, obviously, because I have responsibility to take care of my family, and if nothing else, you have to take care of yourself. So the why doesn't have to be some kind of super inspiring story necessarily, but that is why I got into knife making, and it's still the thing that just trips my trigger, man. I love it, So yeah, I'll make some multi-$1,000 knives and stuff, but I just can't get away from just forging a good blade you can take out here and do all the stuff we just did. So that, in essence, in a short version, that's the story. That is the story of Fire Creek Forge. And that's where it comes from. So I just wanted to share that because it matters. I like my coffee strong, in case you didn't notice.